Hello and welcome to the Cybersecurity Matters Podcast. Your two hosts today are myself, Gia Thomas, and Harry Baldwin. Our guest today is Benny Czarny, founder and CEO of OPSWAT, a global leader in critical infrastructure protection and cybersecurity solutions trusted by governments, utilities, and enterprises worldwide. Benny is also a respected speaker and author in the cybersecurity industry, which we will get into later. Benny, welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me, and good morning.
To get us started, we always love to hear people's origin stories. So, Benny, how did you first get into the cybersecurity industry?
Oh, it's a great question. So I didn't really kind of wake up and say, oh, I want to be in cybersecurity. This is so cool, or it's so fashionable. I woke up actually wanting to understand why system fails, how can I do things better. I choose cybersecurity because it's super complex, because it's dynamic, because it's ever changing. I mean, IT is changing, and cybersecurity is something on top of it that's kind of to also keep up and keep the IT around us safe. So this is why.
Amazing. It's a great answer. And not just being a cybersecurity professional and being innovative and curious, you're also an author with your upcoming book, Cybersecurity Upside Down. I think all of the listeners are going to want to understand what motivated you to write this book and share your story.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I've been working on this book for already a couple of years, Cybersecurity Upside Down. And so it's all about my journey, the company journey, building the deep CDR technology. So it's not about the company, it's not about myself, it's about the journey to build that technology. And the reason that and by the way, this is my first book. I'm not an amazing writer. Maybe after you read the book, maybe you'll hopefully you think otherwise.
I'm sure we'll change our minds.
However, this one maybe took me a couple of years to come up with that. And the reason I wrote this book is that I do believe that the industry is pretty much being locked in a preconceived notion of detection, prevention mindset, that there has to be kind of a different and a better way that, and I do believe that this technology can change the way and influence regulators, CISOs, anybody that writes a compliance mandates to prevent so many cybersecurity threats in the future. I mean, think about that. I mean, there is a lot of so many kind of everything is around AI right now. So and AI is very much a double-edged sword. I mean, the attackers are using AI and defenders are using AI. So and there's always going to be a kind of an arm race between the attackers and the defenders about how and so the entire kind of book is about it's about, can we do things differently? Can we assume that all of the file flow into organization are all malicious, and we create a new set of standards of cybersecurity prevention that is based on file regeneration? So anyway, initially so that's kind of about that. However, the book actually, whenever kind of and by the way, if you guys want, here I can share you some snippets of that. I know that
Please do.
What inspired the title, Benny, if you don't mind me asking? Why did you go with Cybersecurity Upside Down?
Because you need to really think, kind of rethink and take your entire model kind of upside down. However, if you kind of look at the visuals, I mean, I actually watched with my kids Stranger Things, so kind of there's that. So that actually, and I work also with an artist stage. Actually, it's based in London. Like a guy said, really cool artist that helped me put that together. And so the book actually starts with me, and also kind of a bit more about my person, my lovely family, and I don't go over just the technology itself. We go about kind of how we came about this technology, and the first big idea of the company wasn't really critical infrastructure protection. The first big idea of the company was building a cybersecurity language. So around 20 years ago, when I founded the company, the first big idea that I had wasn't a cybersecurity prevention, was a cybersecurity language. So the first big idea was like we're speaking English right now, or at least I'm trying to. So I was observing so many different cybersecurity companies in anti-malware, in VPN, in encryption, and I researched breaches, and I noticed that if cybersecurity product will be able to communicate, will be able to prevent so many different breaches. So the first big idea came, and I'm talking about the book about and pretty much it's very similar to the Tower of Babel, the biblical kind of thing that everybody kind of was speaking different, and this is why the kind of the tower collapsed. And I was looking at the cybersecurity model like that, and I was saying, what if we build a cybersecurity language like a middleware that will enable cybersecurity product to communicate? That will be an amazing. That would be cool, huh? Think about a VPN trying to communicate to the antivirus or to the encryption product and trying to go and prevent a malicious desktop to connect to enterprise or to a cloud environment. That's great, huh? And then we create like a nirvana and a cool world that everything can work. And also I'm talking in the book about my kind of the success that we had. So this is kind of, we made it to kind of to, headlines and also I'm talking about some competition that we had with Microsoft, with Cisco and Juniper, and how David beat Goliath on so many different kind of aspects, and why business models and simple business models could be successful. And after that, actually, I go over it kind of in the book, and kind of for the ones that actually wants to delve into it, is we started testing antiviruses, and and not only antiviruses, different cybersecurity products, and I go over this journey in details. And we had the second big aha moment at the company, and the second big aha moment that we had was that antiviruses were never designed to scan files. They were designed to protect devices. So, and even I go in the book, I go over I'll go really quickly into that to antivirus architecture. Let's see, just sorry about the blips. And I go over the antivirus architecture. However, again, I go over that, and so antivirus were never there. So, and then we came with the second, and that's kind of, that explains. So the reason that antiviruses were never designed to scan files, were pretty much designed to protect. That explained a lot of chaos and a lot of issues that we see in the industry. And we see that, you see a lot of issues with email security, still the biggest attack vectors. USB, nobody using USBs and banning USBs from enterprises. That's also another reason. And the reason for that is because antiviruses fails and sandbox fails to create a deterministic security for file security. So we said, there has to be a better way. What if, and then here came the second big idea of the company, came the firewall of data. And then we build the firewall of data. We start kind of putting it together. And the way to create the firewall of data was to pretty much tunnel all of the data in the organization through scanning it with many antivirus engines. And in the book, I also go over the statistical formula around that. So if one antivirus is around 50% detection, 2 would get you 75%, 3, and I go over the statistical formula for the ones that actually would like to do it. And the vision was to create this multi-scanning with 30 different antivirus engines, plus that will get you 99.99999 after that prevention rate, and we'll be able to defeat all of the bad guys, right? So, however, we did do that, and pivoted the company from an SDK company to an enterprise company, and we managed to do that. Though, despite all of that, after we actually put more than 30 different antivirus engines, you can see on the chart on the left side, we could not bring it to the 99.99999, like the 99s that we expected. And I know it sounds kind of only like 99.94 versus 99 with 99s. It's a lot. Think about it. You need to pass 1 million viruses through that. It could be a lot, and it's not as deterministic as we would like that to be. Okay. And I was, you must be smiling. However, this 0.06 or 8% is huge whenever it comes to a lot of data and viruses. And I was looking for something way more deterministic that we can really kind of prevent our customers. We start having customers in nuclear, in banking, in manufacturing, you name it. And it's with more and more deployment, I found more responsibility to go and protect our customers in a way better, in a better way. And I go over in the book in the journey to come up with that, and how to, and the frustration that we had, and can we do it in a better way? And then the big aha moment came where we said,
It's amazing illustrations.
Yeah, I love the artwork. I'm all over the artwork as well. It goes along with the story very well as well.
It really does, yeah.
So when we say, hey, there has to be a different way, we have to do it in a different way. Thank you for that. It's like, and by the way, in the book, it's it's nice. Actually, I'm creating posters for that as well now. So it's
oh, cool.
And then, so there have to be a different way, and why I start questioning the industry, why, how actually it works, and how antiviruses work. We are having a prevention, detection, response. So, and I start questioning the industry, and hence the name of the book, Cybersecurity Upside Down. Can we change the model? Can we eliminate detection and response? Let's say that we don't have detection and we don't have response. Can we just create a technology that is just doing prevention? Can we do that?
It would be simple, wouldn't it? It feels so simple, doesn't it?
Think about AI threats. I mean, detection. I mean, you have the detection, and so you keep kind of changing the model. I mean, look at the recent kind of Anthropic kind of issue. Virus writers start kind of uploading kind of documents to Anthropic to keep kind of writing new viruses, and Anthropic help the virus writers to go and modify the viruses to create ones that antiviruses will not be able to detect. And then came the next big idea that I think this is again the big reason for the book, is how about we create technology that is not based on response, pure prevention. You take a file, you assume the file is bad, doesn't matter what, no detection, and then you're regenerating the file. So again, whenever you send me your email, by the way, for this, we assume that this email is malicious, so we had to. So sorry about it. We deleted it. Actually, we archived it, or we create a new file exactly like your new email file, and with the attachment that you sent to us, which was we did that, and we regenerate that in a secure way, in a secure fashion, and we took the new file and we used the new file, and we did all of that in a secure way. So in other ways, we can go and kind of pretty much talk about this technology, is that how you distill water. So think about that. You go camping. Okay, before you go camping, okay, you want to go and climb Machu Picchu, you want to do something, you want to go camping, you see some water in the stream, you boil it, you distill the water, okay, you create gas, and then from the gas, you distill it back, you cool it, and after that, you get water, and then you drink this water. This water has been regenerated, so should be clean, and you should be safe to go and drink them. I'm hoping that neither one of you is vegetarian, because my next example is cloning a sheep. Let's say you want to eat a sheep. However, you're not sure that this sheep is a virus inside, so you clone the sheep, and then however, it's very fast cloning. It's like okay, it's like a Terminator clone. It's very fast. And then you take the new sheep and you can eat the new sheep that you just kind of regenerated in a sterile lab environment based on a DNA. So and that's going to be another example how very much regeneration work. And the essence on technology is how to go and get this technology right about so many different file formats. And I'll go also in the book about kind of the type of file formats and also how to go about those and some examples of how to do it for some specific file formats. And also I go over the journey that we had in the company about the build out of the technology. So initially we thought kind of in 2000 and whenever we start building the technology that let's start just doing file conversion, because file conversion theoretically is supposed to do it. Take a Word document, convert it to PDF, supposed to go and get you that, right? Actually not. And I actually provide examples how you can actually get viruses through this process. And after that we thought about the intermediate format. After that we talk about the CDR, and after that the deep CDR, which is a recursive view of files. So, and then I go in the book on details about kind of the type of files and why many file formats are archived now, and now you need to go to a recursive way of implementing this technology. And then also I go in details in the book about how to kind of implement this technology on different file formats, because it's not a yes/no thing. It's a bit more different view about how to implement that on different data flows and configuration. It's like you go to you need to go and select the right tools to implement that. And what I really would like that, and also even the 10 commands of the of the CDR for how to use and what to use and what not. And I try to be consistent with to do and not to do, like in the real 10 commands. And even the real goal of one of the main goals of this book is to influence the regulator. So if anybody that is listening to this podcast right now is in NERC-CIP, is writing compliance mandates, knows a friends about the compliance mandates, just reach out to me to benny.czarny@opswat.com. I'll send you a free book. Seriously, I mean, anybody on compliance mandates, I mean, this is for you. I'm not doing it to monetize. I'm not doing it to make another buck. I'm doing it to influence the regulators to add way more CDR to the compliance mandates, because I do believe it's going to go and change things. I even wrote an executive order for the president. He just needs to sign it here. And by the way, I read all of the previous executive orders thoroughly, and I wrote one that is hopefully even easier to implement, and also hopefully will inspire others, such as in NERC-CIP and PCI and HIPAA, to also implement a similar policy, and hopefully that will be able to influence the industry and be able to go and implement CDR in way more. We are not the only CDR vendor out there. I believe we have the best CDR. However, again, though still, my goal here with this book is to influence way more CDR to compliance mandates, and for more implementation among CISOs and IT professionals. And with that, we'll be able to create a way better kind of, so you can see. And so instead of kind of everything going in craziness and kind of that, we'll be able to create a nirvana where everybody can pretty much a much safer world with everything kind of operating as it should. And so that was on the. Anyway, I hope I did. I think it stopped sharing right there.
Yeah, that was honestly, it was brilliant, Benny. I love how you address a problem while also kind of telling the history of security as an industry, and then you have a kind of solution, and you have a clear goal of who you want to influence. And also, down to the artwork, it makes it accessible for not super, techie security people, people who want to learn about it, but also people who are policymakers. So yeah, honestly, I really love it. And I hope we can get a copy here over at neuco as well.
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure. It's supposed to be on Amazon in the next few days. It should be on Amazon, and then I'm definitely will make sure to get you a copy. Also, I'm planning to be in the London office quite a few times this year. Hopefully, meet you guys in person. So that's going to be great.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. Good. So this is about the book, and also this year we're planning amazing new things. I mean, we have so although we have the CDR prevention technology, we do have also detection technology, such as because again the advantages of CDR is that it's very deterministic in preventing threats. The disadvantage, you don't know that you're under attack, and you want to know that you're under attack, and also it's not. There are some file formats such as executables and other file formats that you cannot regenerate. And also sometimes you have to look at the original files to go and analyze those. And for those, we have a really cool announcement this year, such as the AI prediction engine. So we are using actually a model that is actually, so again, antiviruses are very much built to protect the device. We build a prediction model. We call it the Lean engine. It's an AI model that we built in the past year and a half to predict whether a file is going to be malicious or not. Again, it's not 100% deterministic like CDR, though it's having way better results than any other antivirus out there, because again, it's only on the file scanning. It's not a device scanning. So it's already available on defender.com. So for ones that wants to go and play with that, and then so we plan to have that. We did also release Ether, which is a sandbox. We have an emulation-based sandbox. So we have that is integrated to a huge threat intelligence. And then also we're using LLMs and machine learning to connect to the dots. So to a point that you have a really good and fast analysis of threats. So that's kind of also coming up. So we have lots of things coming up. I'm headed to sales kickoff next week and planning to go and make announcements. We plan also to launch a TV series about cybersecurity, something I started producing last year.
Very cool.
It's called Into the Breach, and the first episode is about breaking the firewall. So firewalls has been like a device that or software and hardware that everybody were using since the 80s, where you still use Yahoo before you were born. People use Yahoo, and people went to the office, and everything was kind of flat. Though since then, a lot of things changed, and so we partner with if you go, Carrie Byron from Mythbusters.
Yeah.
So we partner with her. She's pretty much hosting the entire show. We are pretty myth-busting a firewall. We're pretty much breaking the firewall in a myth-buster way, if you kind of watch this show. And I'm super proud of that. I mean, and we plan to launch it. Are you guys going to be stateside at any point? Because if you want, I'll invite you to a private screening.
That would be amazing. We may be at RSA in a couple of months' time, so that's the plan. I'm not sure Gia will make it, but
we'll be there, Benny.
If you need any actors or extras, we can also be on the set. We're ready.
So I'm doing a private screening February 11 in San Fran, and another private screening in RSA in San Fran. Both of them are in San Fran. So if you guys are welcome to join February 11, also during the RSA week, I'd like to personally invite you that. So that's great. And after that, we plan to have it in theaters around the world, and then it's going to be available live in both YouTube, Amazon Prime, and maybe other formats that we plan to launch it. And then we already kind of wrote the narrative for the next one. I'm not going to talk about it. However, there is an Easter egg inside the first show about it. Though we really you'll see the production is it's not an information about what is a firewall. It's really about breaking the firewall, and also coming up with alternative to firewalls. And So we coming up with, okay, what do you have kind of to, we are all about critical infrastructure protection. So obviously we have a commercial angle to that. Okay, what can you do if firewalls are not as deterministic as they should be? What can you do to still protect your networks? And we're coming up with some alternatives to the audience.
Very.
Yeah.
It sounds brilliant. I love that you're making security a little bit more of an accessible topic for people, because I think that's kind of one of the issues when it comes to the space as a whole, both for people getting involved in it and also for people understanding it. So no, I'd love it, and we would absolutely love to come to a premiere out in San Francisco. So consider it accepted for sure. I'm sure about that. One thing I'd love to ask Benny is, it's really inspiring to hear you talking about the process of writing. How did you personally find it? Was it something that you found challenging? And what kind of advice would you give to someone who was thinking of doing something similar?
So I'm very happy that I had a coach, because initially when I wrote the book, I had like 80 pages. And I'm very happy this coach was from New York, because I submitted the 80 pages and, hey, what do you think? Then it's always a piece of crap, because so, and I thought, hey, it's the best technology that ever happened. So he said, well, it's great technology. Nobody will care about this technology. They will care about how you came about this technology. So why do you all of these 80 pages are great. However, what leads to that? And then so we went over that, and then he asked me, okay, and what led to that? Okay, and what led to that? Okay, now tell me about yourself. Okay, now we have a book. So now just do it backwards. So so it's about, I think that it's all about the whys. I mean, why should I read this specific sentence? Why it should be interesting? The second thing is there are tons of illustration, way more, because people doesn't want to read these days. They want to just kind of watch kind of short videos, 15, I don't know, a minute max or so. And so I made it super. So if someone doesn't really want, actually, there may way more illustration inside the book. There are like 250 pages and maybe 50 diagrams and another 20 illustrations. So if someone doesn't want to read it, they can just kind of look at the pictures and get it.
I love we love the pictures as we've shared. I'm sure the content is amazing as well, but the pictures are great too. Benny, we've got a couple of other questions for you on some other topics as well, that we'd love to hear your thoughts on. Obviously, talent, people are a massive part of this industry. They're what makes it so special. You've had an incredible background as a founder, a CEO, business leader, mentor, manager. When you look at the industry from a people perspective, what do you think the main challenges are? So what do you think the main talent challenges are that the cybersecurity industry needs to think about right now?
I would say that there are multiple levels here. Number one, everybody's talking about shortage. I'm not talking about shortage. I'm looking about based on training and patience, because you have more than 400 different cybersecurity certification out there. You know that? Though,
yeah, it's bonkers.
And I went through a bunch of them, and I found many of them extremely tactical. Extremely tactical. For example, you go through like, okay, a firewall certification. So nothing is very much holistic, and so I think that a part of the challenge is that building something out. I'm building something out that is way more holistic and less tactical and way more strategic. That is very much inspiring the talent to be strategic and pretty much take ownership, and that's kind of where I see I see some of the gaps. Obviously, you need checklist and you need check boxes. You need that, though. So whenever I look at all of those, there is never about nothing is talking about prioritizations or real prioritizations of cybersecurity actions, and also nobody's trying to take responsibility on really kind of addressing sometimes tactical advice of checklist, or for example, okay, you want to address, okay, what do you do first on data flow to an organization, or if you're looking at the cybersecurity model, what do you address first? So going back to your question, is I think that there's overwhelming amount of cybersecurity, and neither is addressing things holistically. We do have actually at OPSWAT, what we do, we have a platform, we have technologies, and we have a cybersecurity training academy for critical infrastructure, and we're trying to do it differently. So we have 270,000 cybersecurity professionals passed through our academy. I'm very proud of that.
Amazing.
It's almost
Incredible.
almost the population of Iceland. So though, however, what I'm super excited about is that some of these individuals that went through our academy got jobs in critical infrastructure, and that's a great evidence. And that actually, I get a kick here about kind of that. It takes some time, not all of that, and that's what kind of I'm super proud of that. So we really helped these individuals, and some of them are very kind of pretty early in their career, they're pretty much first grade and so on. They got some. And they got into that because I'm not a big believer, this is a specific, we go holistically. This is critical infrastructure. This is a PLC. This is what you're trying to protect. So I'm going back to shortage. I don't believe there is shortage. There is much about people need to be way more patient sometimes with that. And sometimes, you need to wait. So, and with cybersecurity, you need to wait maybe 6 months to a year for a candidate to be prime. On that, and you need to come up with this knowledge. You go to Starbucks sometimes pay for 6 weeks for folks to just kind of be ready with a barista, that. And so in cybersecurity, maybe it's going to take slightly longer. So however, we need to be ready with it.
Yeah. And I think cybersecurity can feel like an intimidating topic for some people, because it feels so big and kind of difficult to understand for some people sometimes. So I think having patience for people is really important, and I agree with all the points you've mentioned there. Obviously, there's lots being made of technology advancements, particularly with AI. When you think about the cybersecurity people of the future, that next generation of talent, what skills do you think they'll need specifically? Do you think they're different from the ones that people need today? How can you see the skills required to be successful changing?
So first, I need to definitely use LLM models. They have to use LLM models, and many of them, not just GPT. They need to pretty much know which model is going to pretty much work for them. This is one. And now it really depends which part of cybersecurity you are. So, for example, let's say that you are implementing cybersecurity. Now it's so much easier for you to build cybersecurity products. It's much easier. Even, yesterday I had a dinner with the CISO of a very known financial institute, and he's building a lot of he's building it. He said, why should I buy it? I can build it. Obviously, he's getting technologies to build it to his bank to kind of integrate it all together. However, it's much easier right now to build. So, for example, in build out, you need to go and pretty much be open mind to that. So to a point that the next jobs would mean, I'm not going to go and take whatever was for granted. I'm going to go and use this specific brand to achieve my goal. No, I need to have a holistic view of my real risks and be open to build a cybersecurity product to my organization using an OEMing technologies to get that. So the development shop, the R&D to large organizations is going to be on the rise, and I can already see it right now. Also, I see that we are very much involved, whether it's CDR projects or Managed Defender project. Whenever I see that more and more organizations are building cybersecurity products where we are part of, and are integrating with us with API and so on, just because the generative AI made it much easier for organizations to go and build it, and whenever it touches cybersecurity, it's there. Leveraging AI in compliance mandates for security questionnaires is a must. So security questionnaires for compliance and privacy, and it's happening all the time. Every company and is using it in different ways. LLMs are great to go and analyze those and compare that to what you really have, and to really speed up checkposts for compliance mandates. I see that happening a lot. So leveraging AI for compliance. I see that a lot. If you're developing in cyber, then obviously leveraging LLM models to accelerate your development, and building AI models to pretty much further improve whatever you have, and questioning, and pretty much you can do now things and rebuild things with generative AI way faster than you did before. From anti-phishing models through file security models to antiviruses through DLPs, it's so much easier to build it right now. And some of these models need to be rebuilt in the industry right now using refreshed models, and that will, I think, create a new version, a new category of products that will regenerate the product. I can go all day about that topic.
Yeah. No, it's really interesting, and it's great to hear you talk so passionately about the next generation and what they need to pick up to be successful. I'm going to hand over to Gia, who's got a couple of questions on OPSWAT and the future, and then our final question. So yeah, over to you, Gia.
Well, Benny, you touched lightly on the need for patience and, some of the principles that you follow when looking at cybersecurity talent and, on the industry as a whole. You've been really successful in building OPSWAT to be a globally recognized company. Are there any recurring themes or principles that you follow that, aren't patience and upskilling, that you believe have contributed to your success?
Thank you. So first, I'm very much believing in the people. There are folks that I'm very much believing in the challenging the team members, because and I keep kind of advising to the executive team, your challenge is to challenge. And if you're not challenging, then again, you can, I'm so proud that we have talent that is staying. The trend at OPSWAT is great. People are kind of staying in the company, not necessarily the same roles. However, they stay, and I have an operating principle that is that you have 3 honorable ways to leave the company. Okay? 3 honorable ways. Option 1, honorable, you die. It's honorable. It's sad. Happened, by the way. It was very sad at the company. So it's honorable. Option 2 is you retire. Actually, there are some folks gonna retire from the company. I also take it very I take it like with pride. Folks within the company for more than 15 years. Then some of them plan to do real retirement. Some of them are doing early retirement. Also, I take it as all great, fine. It's a company to pretty much get that. And sometimes they start with one role and move to a different role after that. But sometimes close to retirement, they move to part-time. And that's a great one. For example, our CFO is about to retire. We have a new CFO coming in, so that's an example of a great. Number 3, also honorable, go start your own company. Go start your own company. Now, that's an honorable way to leave the company. You do that, you do something great, even I might invest in you. I did it for an ex-employee. He's going to be maybe in your next podcast. So
we take recommendations.
That's great. Yeah. So that's now if it's not 1, 2, and 3, please let me know how I failed to create an environment to keep you at the company. Because anything else I take as a personal failure, and I keep kind of mentioning it to the team. Again, I'm not saying that that's the only reason that people left. People left also for other firms and so on. Though it's a principle. And I believe in that. And I'd like OPSWAT to be a long-term kind of, and someone wants to kind of to do something else, obviously with, and if something I want to learn, if someone is leaving to another company and someone was great, I really want to learn from that, how we fail to retain this specific tip. It happens sometimes, it happens less.
No, I think it's a really great approach. It's, it speaks volumes to your want to upskill and to create a really employee forward, not just business but community as well. So, I applaud you, and I we can see that everyone at OPSWAT is very, very happy. Speaking a little bit more on OPSWAT, just sort of looking forward to 2026, it's a new year. What are you most excited for? What technology or developments are you most excited for in the cybersecurity industry on the whole?
I'm super excited about our AI predictive engine. I mean, we invested a lot in that because it's creating something extremely predictive on PE files that we're doing things differently. Again, it's not as deterministic as CDR, though it's great. I'm also really excited about Ether, which is again the sandbox integrated TI with AI to provide the pretty much the right indication of compromise to the sandbox analysis, so it's much easier for any SOC analyst to get the data fast. I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited about our optical firewall. So we have a dare diode business. So the cool thing about an optical firewall is that it's unhackable because it's we take the data, we convert it to light, and after that we send a beam of light to kind of another computer that is that pretty much reprocessing the light back to data, so I can physically prove it's unhackable. So and that's something I'm super excited about. We had a tremendous growth about this one 2025, and we plan to continue to lead them. We made 2 acquisitions in that space. I'm super excited about that. Also, it's whenever we are it's all about critical infrastructure, so we do that. We keep adding files to the CDR technology and it's an arm race with more than 10,000 file formats. We support several hundreds key ones, and we keep adding more file formats. I'm super excited about that. We plan to also add the CDR way more adaptable to FPGA, so it's going to be much more ready for extreme critical infrastructure and defense, or partnership with defense companies. So I'm super excited about that for 2026 and beyond. Super excited about Academy and what we do with Academy. With way more activities. Also, we're having boot camps now. So not only online academy, which is super, we also have boot camps all around the world, including in London, including in all kinds of, so it's super cool. We have a growing team around the training team. We have the proactive DLP is also, it's a really cool kind of, it's not only about, the DLP is a very interesting thing. It's about kind of, you want to prevent stuff, though. We take an approach of masking data that is not supposed to leak. So 90% of the data losses are mistakes. You don't want to, if there is a fatigue of alert. So instead of getting the alerts, we simply mask the data. So for example, if you accidentally send a credit card, we simply mask. Or you accidentally send like a license plate, we just mask. In a video or anything, we just mask it. So you get pretty much, we're not stopping the flow, we're just reducting the private parts.
Amazing. I think it's safe to say that you and OPSWAT are certainly busy with the things you've got coming up. Author, new technologies, a TV series. This is very exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah, we plan. Yeah, the key thing is that we have great things happening. We have a growing sales team, very much focusing on the go-to-market team. A great, solid financial team, solid, a very diverse business, and I'm eyeing the company into public offering in Nasdaq. If the markets will continue and will continue the way we grow, which is great. We had a great 2026, and we're L5, and we're eyeing for a great 2026. If everything goes well, I'm hoping to take the company public in the near future.
Incredible. Well, you heard it here first, listeners. How exciting. Benny, we've got one final question for you, and it will always be the same. What is one piece of advice you would give to someone entering the cybersecurity industry?
Listen to your guts, innovate, listen to your guts. Listen to the customers, delight your customers. Really think about how to delight the customers, how to create a product that would delight the customer first. So,
absolutely amazing. Well, Benny, thank you so much for your time. It's been amazing to hear your thoughts and your insights and what you're looking forward to. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you, Gia. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for your time. And looking forward to sync with you again soon. And hopefully, you guys are invited. Seriously, I mean, February 11th and during RSA, you're invited to the premiere. And then also, I'm looking forward. I'll make sure to send you the copies. I mean, we're still kind of working on some kinks with Amazon, and we'll get you that. I appreciate your addresses.
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
You,
We'll send it.
Thanks, guys.